What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jonathan Moore here. Here with our new we did a tournament here where we banned all meta decks. No Zodiac, no True Dracos, no nothing. Instead, we had every other card at 3 except for Zodiac. All Zodiacs and True Draco were banned because for some reason nobody played any Zoo or True Draco cards. And Albert, you got into the finals of your own tournament, only to lose to the shop owner. But what did you play?
I ran 2017 Dragon Rulers.
Nice. And how does that work?
Quite beautifully. It's the most streamlined deck you could ever imagine. So it's legit just a formula of 20 Dragon Rulers, 12 hand traps, 9 draw cards, 2 Time Lords, 1 Heavy Storm.
All right, let's see what you got.
So start off 3 Blasters, 3 Tidal,
the second best one,
3 Tempest,
the worst one,
3 Redox,
the actual best one.
Yeah, that's Monster Reborn. It's not bad.
Well, also, like, you know, when they max you, that's the one you want to summon first.
3, 4. I
actually babies.
outed a Emptiness by crashing this with a monster today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the Rulers. Hand traps. Synergy galore. Fire, so you can pitch to blow up cards, plus it still works.
Dude, this card, if this came out in Dragon Rule format, holy shit, it would change the entire game. Because, like, I think, don't all these babies discard for cost?
Yeah.
Yep. That would be insane. Like, hitting, like, a Sacred Sword or, like, a baby, or against spellbooks, hitting, like, Blue Boy or Judgment, that would have been insane. But it's still
works with Redox in this Max C.
Yep.
Valor.
We gotta, once this card gets banned, we're filming me burning all of these.
Valor, it's a level 1 tuner, so it gives me access.
Not yours, Albert, not yours, just mine. Although, actually, yeah, it would be fun if we burned yours.
And then 3 Droll Knock, probably the best card in this tournament. You can just stop your opponent's turn completely, and it's a win for Tempest.
Yeah, also, like, you know, if anyone's like an asshole and plays an FTK deck, they usually play a bunch of draw cards, so stopping that is pretty nice.
And like I said, 2 Time Lords, 2 Camion. It was originally Zaphion, but Mr. Pat behind the camera told me to change to Camion, and it became a lot better of a card.
How many anti-special summon locks did you out with that?
None today. In testing on Tuesday, I outed a bunch.
Okay.
So
well, how would it do for you in this tournament?
I would always discard it whenever I drew it with Graceful Charity, and I only would ever see it off of Graceful Charity, and I would just discard it.
Oh wow. Well, how many cards is this band?
44.
Okay.
So I'd rather have a better card. Then onto the spells. 3 Greed, 3 Charity, 3
why 3 Greed and not 2? I mean, you draw 2 cards and then, like, you can't activate the second one.
I didn't get the Banish 10, so I wanted 3. Because if I got the Banish 10, it'd be better because I'd only have to run 2 then.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
And then 1 Heavy Storm, so I didn't lose to just...
You know this card's at 3, right?
Yes. But,
so it's just a case of, like, no one plays back row, so it's like you might as well just have 1 the Heavy Storm.
It's more if I don't see Camion or Blaster, then the Heavy Storm is my backup.
Have you considered like Twin Twister? Because like that does out something like Imperial Order.
That I was also thinking that, but I didn't actually see any Imperial Orders today.
Oh, that's interesting. Considering how like half the meta was like Pepe and like spellbooks, or not spellbooks.
It's
the
Pepe
Necros.
And
it was the Necros. I'm surprised I didn't see Imperial Order a lot more.
So for the extra, we got 1, 2, 3, 2 Omegas. Omega actually came in clutch in some duels today. It allowed me to win some duels.
Yeah, I imagine putting back that would have been insane in general.
I was shuffling back Pot of Greeds.
That's also pretty hilarious.
So.
Well, yeah, being able to put back the Banish Stragglers back into the graveyard, that's insane.
I was doing that too, just give me infinite resources. Then this, you can ask any of my opponents. I'd bring out multiples against them and it'd just be game. If I ever went first, I'd summon like 2 of this and then have like 3 back row and it just auto game. And then if I went second, we got to play that Big Eye War and we went shit from there.
The actual MVP, you mentioned earlier that this was like actually the MVP. You always like made this card.
Yeah, this is like the card I went into the most, except when I was going first, which I kept on losing dice rolls, so I'd only go first 1 game. But if I went first,
that's a great time to like lose all the dice rolls. Is in a format where every card's at 3. That's a great time.
And then 2 Draco Stacks. I didn't like this card. I would only play it against Necroz because against Necroz, they have a hard time outing Draco Stack and 2 tokens, so you're able to play next turn and be safe.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, in testing, that's what came up.
Are you sure your opponents are just bad? Because like, there's like multiple cards in that deck that could easily have that. Off the top of my head, there's like Brio and Trish, and then you get to the X check. There's like Castell, and are you sure they're just not bad? Because also I noticed a lot of people had opportunities to like make a best seller and then nobody did it, and like the blind best seller like beats like 90% of the
yeah,
meta.
most of
like,
the meta.
So I'm like shocked.
And
no one took that opportunity.
before we get into the side deck, the decks played today, there are 2 Dragon Rulers, 2 Pepe, 1 Necroz, 1 Teller, 1 Nurse Burn, and 1 Plant deck.
A plant deck. Who played the plant deck?
Plant Long Turbo, the shop owner, he won.
Oh, the shop. Oh, okay, Jeremy.
So actually, it became more like Ying Zings, but his original idea was a plant deck. So side deck, this I expected FTKs. There's only 1 FTK. I didn't see him all day. Card destruction against the Pepe players. This was freaking hilarious because you just make them go through all their good searches, and then you could draw into the back row to further punish them.
Nice.
1, 1, 1.
Okay, why Book of Moon? Why in a format where you have 3 Regekis, the Kaiju engine, all the Dark Holes?
It's because he was using my Regekus, and I honestly felt like this was also good going first, so as like an extra trap for me.
Really, with all the extremely high ceiling that every deck has, like putting a monster face down.
Something like, let's say the Pepe player summoned out Ignister before they could use this effect, I flip it face down, and then I could take it next turn and you pop their scales, stuff like that.
Okay, alright.
Then 2 strikes, 2 judgment, 3 anti-spells, and...
the real card of the format, anti-spell.
Judgment and anti-spell are just game changers. 1 game opened up, actually it was against Pepe, game 3, it opened up anti-spell and 2 strikes, and I had 3 filler medals, and it was this game.
It's really funny how like a lot of, in the format where you can play 3 of any card, like a lot of the best cards in this format are cards that are legal and are at 3.
It's kind of true.
I'm surprised you played Dimensional Barrier because it seems like with the meta, like
my 3-dimensional
barriers
barriers
would be like used. Everybody.
I really wanted it, but yeah. So
it's like like Abyss Dweller, Anti-Spell, and Dimensional Barrier, and like the entire Zodiac engine. That would be like the best deck in like this format. And
Zodiac was my second option, and I offered it to Ron, but I don't think anybody really wanted to play Zodiac. I think everybody's kind of bored of it, so they wanted to test older bullshit type stuff. So I personally went to Dragon Rulers. I also at the NAWCQ sold like my Nordens, my Invokers, my Terratops, stuff like that. So
yeah, that was me too. I was about to play Zodiacs with because with 3 Rapiers, just like a triple XZ combo you got. Yeah. But then it's like, oh wait, I gave back the Invoker and the Terratops, and I for some reason don't have another Rapier, so it's like shit.
So yeah, I guess what this showed is, at least in this tournament, Dragon Rulers still has it. And,
yeah, it turns out Dragon Rulers still be a really busted deck if it was around today.
So, you know, everybody's saying Spellbook of Judgment for 3, Dragon Rulers to 3. My answer to you is no.
Well, also Judgment, we're getting Spellbook of Knowledge like next week, so who knows how that would have turned out if we had
just search multiple knowledge and everything. Like that'd just be stupid.
That's disgusting.
But yeah. That's the tournament. It was fun. I was 1 turn away from winning, found a round, but he top decks Pot of Avarice.
Nice.
To go for game off of that. When all I needed to do next turn was, I had enough to summon 3 Dragon Rose. All I needed to do was go Big Eye and steal his monster attack for game. But
God, imagine if we had Pot of Avarice in like modern format. Imagine that shit in Zodiac.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good Pot of Avarice still was until he flips out at me, and I'm like, oh, he should have totally lost this game, and he won because of it. So, hey.
Yeah.
Ban cards.
Cards are banned for a reason. Who would have thunk?
I expected salt, and I got myself some salt. So,
all right. Well,
thank you for watching, everybody. Any final words, anybody at this table?
Fuck Max C. We're running that shit. Just waiting for Konami to stop taking half measures on it. And speaking of Max C, PewDiePie, we're coming for you. That wasn't a threat, I swear. It is a metaphorical threat. No violence, nothing. Julia, if you're hearing this, I'm not making any threats. It's a metaphorical threat that we're coming after him in the sense that we're going to beat him in subs. Somehow. Metaphorically. Okay, I need to stop talking.